Now we're rolling 2 dice. These are 6-sided dice. They have numbers 1 through 6 on them. And we're going to compute probabilities of rolling the following. Leave your answers as reduced fractions. I'm going to leave them as decimals. You could turn them into fractions. All right, so let's go ahead. Well, I'll show you how to turn the first one into a fraction. All right, let's write out this 6 by 6 table here first. So we're rolling 2 dice. We could roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can use Excel to complete this. So again, I used a lower right corner. I'll do that a little slower this time. So I highlight the start of the pattern, move the cursor here to the black plus, hold down left click. It's probably hard to see, but there's a little number 4, a number 5, and a number 6. Although actually I just realized I want to move this over. So I'm going to move the cursor to the top, drop it down here, and put a new 1 up here. All right, so I noted that kind of quick. You can just type these out quickly, pause the video, type them out quickly if that was confusing. But I want 1 through 6, 1 through 6. Now in here is where we're going to fill in the numbers. And let's go ahead and make this yellow. So it's a little more obvious. I want to just focus on what's in here. Now here I want to do sum of click 1, control click the other, and hit enter. So again, that's sum A1 and A12 and B11 right here. Now I'm going to take this and duplicate it down. That's probably not what you expected. So let's see what in the world's going on. Now if you look, what happened here, the first argument's good. The second argument should have stayed up at the top. So there is a way to fix that. I want this the second one to not move. So this one, I go B $11. When I do this, the first one stays the same, but when I duplicate this downwards now with this black plus, if you look what happened here, it keeps B11, keeps B11. So 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 2 is 3, 1 plus 3 is 4, etc. Now I want to do the same thing over here. So I'm going to try to just duplicate this and see what happens. All right. So what happened here, similar problem, just a little different. This right here, the 12 is good, but I want to add the 1 and the 2 together. So I put the A in here, and let's see, A12. Okay. So let's try to duplicate this down. So here we have 2 plus 2 is 4. I'm looking here and here. Maybe to make this more obvious, I'm looking at the greens here. So this one should be the green 2 is 4. Green 2, green 3 is 5. Green 2, green 4 is 6, 7, 8. All right, now I'm going to duplicate one more time. It's going to mess up again. It's going to drag it over. So there's a way to fix this. Of course I want A12, but I don't want A to keep moving each time. So I'm going to lock down A with a $sign. Now I get to drag this down. That should, 3 and 6 is 9. It's good. Now I'm going to duplicate this over one more time. 4 and 1 is 5. And duplicate it down. I'll just check this one. 4 and 5 is 9. And let's get crazy and try to do 2 at a time. So we got the sum here, that's good. Sum here, that's good. And let's just duplicate this to the bottom. Now here we got 6 and 6 is 12. 5 and 6 is 11. So now our table is complete. We can now start answering these. All right, both numbers are even. All right, there's a few ways to do this. Both numbers are even. This one, I think, is good to think about the 2 dice individually. So each dice, there's 6 sides. So if you roll one die, your chance is 3 out of 6. But we're rolling 2, both numbers are even. So we need to roll an even and an even. You can absolutely put some parentheses in here. So we have 3 out of 6 for an even on the first dice and 3 out of 6 on the second. And because we want both of them to occur, we multiply these because this is an and probability. So that's why we got both are even. 0.25. Now, you can turn it into a fraction. Sometimes you need to increase the accuracy here. But for this, I think for a fraction, you have to look in here. Fraction up to 3 digits. It's a little bit more annoying. All right, both numbers are even, 1 out of 4. All right, first a 3 and then an even number. So rolling a 3 is a 1 out of 6 chance. So that's the first dice. And then an even number. Now from before, we saw there's 3 even numbers out of 6. So it's 3 out of 6. There's another way to think about it. Instead of 3 out of 6, you could think there's a 1/2 chance to roll an even number because half the numbers on the die are even, 2, 4, 6. Half are odd, 1, 3, 5. So you have a 1 out of 2 chance. But either way, you get the same number. And again, we want to get a decimal. Oh, sorry, we want to get a fraction. So the answer is not 0. We saw that wasn't 0. So I have to go to more number formats. Fraction up to 3 digits. So we get 1 out of 12. All right, notice that C, D, E, and F, they're all about the sum, which is why right here, this is the sum of the 2 rolls. So the sum of the 2 rolls is 5 or less. Now, if you look here, we have 5, 5, 5, 5 or less. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 in this table that are 5 or less. So there's 10 in the table. How many in the table total? That's how many yellow numbers total. There's 36 possible outcomes. So that's the denominator. So the sum is 5 or less. There's 10 possibilities, 36 possibilities total. There we go. You can turn this to a fraction the same way. Up here go more number formats and fraction. All right, sum of the numbers is more than 5. So more than 5 means 6 or more. So I could go and count all of these, the 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, 11s, and 12. Or I can do 1 minus, we need to use the equals because it's a computation, 1 minus that number there. And again, if you want this as a fraction, go more number formats. Fraction, to make sure you go 3 digits. And there's our fraction. All right, some of the dice are even. So you could look down here, 2, 4, 4, 4. I'm looking at even numbers. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 10, 10, 10, and 12. So that's one way to look at the evens. Dice are even. So another way to think about this, so you can do the exact same method we used in the last one right here, or you could think overall, there's 36 outcomes, and if you look left to right here, like in this first row, there's an even, odd, even, odd, even, odd. Here's the opposite. So here there's 3 evens, 3 odds. Second row, it starts odd, but it goes odd, even, odd, even, odd, even. There's 3 odds, 3 evens. So each row has 3 odds, 3 evens, 3 odds, 3 evens. So half the numbers in this table here are even, half are odd. So you can just say 1/2. That's not what we want. We can use equals 1/2. That's not what we want either. I'll go 0.5. Not working well. So what's going wrong here? This is a custom. It's trying to use it as a date. But let's go fraction. There we go. And 1/2. Now if I hit enter, Excel's going to try to be smart, but it doesn't know what I want. I want a fraction. Wow. I think it tried to turn the date into a fraction. There we go. So that's how to do this problem. This table is very useful depending on what questions about the sum are asked.